Welcome back to the Two Guys Named Chris show. Lisa Lanier is joining us now. She's our official attorney of this program. Segment is called Lawyer Up. We have some really interesting stories today inside her docket here. Lisa, hello. How are you?
I'm fantastic. I hope you guys are.
Doing very well. Thank you very much for being with us as always. We had this story yesterday, and the question came up, who's paying for this roof? There is a guy named Stephen Nason, 39 years old, in Bangor, Maine, climbed up to the top of a roof of a random house and started yelling that his drugs were inside the chimney. Now, the homeowner says the drugs were not inside the chimney. There were no drugs in the chimney. He sat up there for several hours. The heat eventually drove him down. It was a metal roof, and he was barefoot. So he wasn't able to stay up there more than a few hours. But when firefighters, in a good gesture, a gesture of goodwill, sent him up some waters in a basket, they accidentally left the axe that they were using inside the basket. So Stephen took the axe and started to pow, pow, pow holes into the roof.
He jumped from our roof to the basket, retrieved the axe, and then proceeded to chop holes in our roof.
We did not see that coming.
Well, that's what the firefighter said.
We wouldn't have expected that.
So, Lisa, eventually the criminal came down, but the man's roof does have damage. I think the firefighters, the city, ought to pay for that. What do you think?
I doubt they will. They may out of just, the goodness of their heart, but they don't typically, my understanding was that this axe was, and I couldn't find a picture of the actual, where the axe was when it happened, but my understanding was it was affixed to the bucket. And I don't think, because I think that's just like how their equipment kind of like snaps into place, and they didn't think to remove it when they sent the bucket up. And I don't think they necessarily think that somebody's going to grab, any of their equipment off of their trucks or their buckets or any of that kind of stuff. It's just like everybody said, nobody saw that coming, right? And just because this guy was, he didn't seem violent. He seemed like he was either having a mental health crisis or a drug spiral of some sort. And he looked a lot like Russell Brand, I thought. I was like, is that Russell Brand?
Oh, I agree. Yep.
Yeah, and he had no shirt for a lot of it. And, he was just, like you said, barefoot. He was just acting so strangely. I don't think they saw this coming. Now, the state of Maine does have a crime victims compensation fund, but they can't take advantage of it because they didn't have any physical injuries. Their homeowner's insurance should take care of it. And I think the city may, kick something in out of, kind of the goodness of their hearts, but I don't think they have to, because I don't think it was really foreseeable that he was going to remove an axe that was affixed to the bucket, even though there was just nothing violent going on. It was just sort of, I think they thought it was just a mental health crisis or a drug crisis.
Still, they did send the axe up to him.
They did send it up there. Yeah, it's not the smartest thing they've ever done. That's for sure.
Right. I thought it was a nice gesture for him to send waters. Like, here, let me hear. Because wouldn't you think they'd want to coax him down and say, hey, you can have some water if you come down? They're trying to get him off.
Yeah, I think they treat this, sort of almost like a hostage negotiation. They're negotiating with him. They're trying to win his trust and, that kind of stuff. So he'll come down. So I think I think that was just a negotiating tactic.
All right. Well, Biggie got that right. He said, usually you tell us cops don't have to, firefighters don't have to.
Nah. I don't think it was. It was definitely, a little bit on the dumb side, but it was not grossly negligent, I don't think, especially because I think it was like affixed, to the bucket. It wasn't just like they laid it in the bucket like, here, pick it up.
Right. Lou, where's that axe? You leave that in the bucket?
Right.
Yeah. The bucket, chief.
Yeah.
Left it in the bottom of the bucket. Yeah.
Okay. Lewisburg, Kentucky. Interesting case here as well. There is a neighborhood there that has been overrun with a gnat infestation over the last 6 years. The reason is there is a recycling company that has moved in nearby, and people recycle aluminum cans, which are filled with sticky beverages, and the droplets of the sticky beverage inside the cans, has brought in a lot of gnats.
It could be your Diet Coke cans. They could end up there.
Well, now, wait, they could, but now no sugar in my Diet Coke cans. There's
some residue left,
There's residue, but does that draw?
I don't think it draws. Not the same.
No, because it's not sugar. It's some sort of artificial sweetener.
They haven't adapted to non-natural substances.
Maybe.
But aren't they natural, quote unquote?
At this point, but
I don't know.
I don't think they're called natural sweeteners. I think they know it's artificial.
Well, yeah. Nonetheless, the neighborhood's been overrun with gnats. One 90-year-old woman's lived there forever. She's like, I'm getting ready to move.
Say last year they were bad, but this has been the worst year. You can't even enjoy sitting in your kitchen drinking your coffee or anything.
But to me, the neighbor that moves the needle more is this younger woman who lives down the street.
When you're changing your daughter's diaper and you're having to swat gnats from her genitalia, that's pretty traumatizing, no matter how many times it happens, but it's obviously frequent.
Now, that same woman went to the recycling company a couple of years ago and said, hey, you're overrunning us with gnats. And they said, we know, we're going to take care of it. Then, within 6 months, they reversed that and said, we don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean? There's gnats out here?
They are basically saying, yeah, we know that we have this issue and we're going to take care of you guys. And then all of a sudden, the story changes and there's no more help. And they're basically calling us liars.
Now, I feel like they have a great case against this recycling company. Lisa Lanier, can they win and force them to move or somehow take care of this gnat problem?
Yeah, I think they have a strong case. And apparently, the recycling company at one point even relocated some of them temporarily to a campground while one of the infestations was particularly bad. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, the company just stopped helping them, stopped communicating with them, and stopped trying to solve the problem. So they filed a lawsuit. We've talked about it before. It's called a private nuisance, where there's something that interferes. It's usually smells or sounds, but it can be this kind of thing as well, where it interferes with your ability to enjoy your property. And that's what's going on here. And I think, they won't make them move. That's generally not the remedy, but they will make them take care of the gnat infestation.
Wonder what can be done to get rid of gnats.
I wonder if they couldn't spray the aluminum with some kind of insecticide.
Well, maybe, as it comes in, they spray the aluminum.
Yeah, like fog it or something, like, when we were kids and we used to, chase the fog truck.
Right, yeah. Chase the fog truck down the street that was killing the mosquitoes.
And just as a side note, too, whenever this young lady grows up, the baby, in this case, in 15, 16 years, please don't let her mom's story be out there. We had to shoo gnats away from your genitalia when you were a child. You talk about damaging someone for life.
Yeah.
Don't take pictures of that.
Yeah,
do not.
He's right.
Don't.
Terrible.
I probably should have told you to blur my face.
There's old gnat genitalia there. Yeah.
Little gnat crotch.
What a terror. Really, this girl will probably see this when she's Oh, my God.
Mom,
Mom?
is that me you're talking about?
What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Right.
Didn't we grow up there?
Jeez. We have another story involving beverages, in this case, Monster Energy, and nuisances. A woman in Michigan is suing Monster Energy. Mackenzie Kane claims she found a mouse at the bottom of her Monster Energy drink that she got from a bagel restaurant in Grand Rapids last year. This has been over a year now. She's seeking $25,000 plus for emotional distress, trauma, and physical illness. But Monster, I think many are saying, how can you prove that you didn't put the mouse in there? It was at the bottom of the can. She said she had drank quite a bit of it before she realized this is too heavy. This shouldn't be this heavy. So she's filed the lawsuit. Second time they've had a lawsuit like this filed against them. Lisa, what usually happens here with a big company like Monster and a claim like this that I think it's hard to substantiate? What do you think?
Yeah, she was at a bagel shop, and so if she opened up the can right there in the bagel shop and people saw it, then she's going to have a bunch of witnesses. Yeah. And then it should be a strong case. But I couldn't really find anything in any of the literature about this, about how she opened it. Because it said, she feels this, she finishes the drink and she feels something like thumping around or, sludgy in the bottle or whatever.
Yes.
And it says that she opens the can to see what it was, and it's a mouse. Yep. Monster is claiming that it's not possible the mouse would have degraded to the point that the drink would not have been even, drinkable. I don't know. I think I told you years ago I had a potential client call me with a mouse in the bottom of a popular soft drink can. Yep. And I actually was really, really slammed at the time, and the guy didn't really get sick or anything, and so I referred it to a colleague, and this major cola brand paid these people $50,000, and they didn't even get sick.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it was. I was like, man, I should have kept that.
Yeah,
It could have been yours.
yeah. You think?
Yeah.
That's my advice to monsters. Give this woman $20,000 and make her go away. Do you think?
Yeah, but she's actually seeking more than $25,000. That's just a pleading form that you fill out on. Basically, the way you file a complaint, you have to say, is it more or less than $25,000 for jurisdictional purposes?
Right.
So if they, is it district court, is it superior court? So I'm sure she's seeking more than that. And this lady actually did, I think she vomited and had to seek medical attention, make sure she wasn't sick. And I think she had some, counseling or so. So she's going to have some documented injury from it, some documented harm. But she just got to prove, her big thing, got to prove it was in there, right? If she opened it in front of a bunch of strangers, then she should have a slam dunk.
What if Monster said that's our new organic energy boost?
Right.
We put a mouse.
Yeah, it's a test market.
In the bottom of every can.
Right.
Or say
one in every 6-pack.
You've won the trip to Disney World. That's what you do.
That's how you do
it. The Disney prize. It's Mickey Mouse in the bottom of that can.
Right.
Let's send you off to Disney World and forget about it.
A little extra energy there.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Well done. A suit from Michigan, again from Michigan, a guy named David Falls is wanting $68,000 in home repairs. His neighbor's home exploded in December of 2023. His home is 600 feet away, and he says the blast caused structural damage, including cracks in the foundation and damage to 10 windows. But his insurer, AAA Auto Insurance Club Association, has refused to even send a claims representative, denying the claim and saying that's just age-related wear and tear. The explosion had nothing to do with that, so they're not entertaining the thought of paying. How does he prove that the explosion caused the damage, Lisa? It seems like that would be I think it'd be common sense that it did. What do you think?
Yeah, and he has some really good evidence of it, I think. His foundation is cracked. You can see it. I saw pictures of it. It's definitely, and it's not an old, dilapidated home or anything. This was a fairly new neighborhood, kind of suburban. And something similar to this happened in Charlotte. An acquaintance of mine, his neighbor blew up his house, and it total lost the neighbor's house.
Ooh,
the innocent neighbor. I think he was doing it for insurance money, and he the neighbor's house completely totaled. Now their insurance company has been really great and relocated them and rebuilding. But it's when something like that happens, of course it does tremendous damage to your home, and so it mainly damaged his windows and his foundation. But this is AAA Auto Insurance Club. They sell homeowners insurance. And in the state of Michigan, in the last year, they have had 61 complaints for stuff like this. So I think there's a problem here.
Uh-oh.
I think they're going to, hopefully, when this much happens around one insurance company, this many complaints and things, sometimes the Department of Insurance will step in and like mediate these things. And I don't know if they will in Michigan, but somebody should help these folks so they don't have to, it's hard to find somebody that will file a lawsuit over something like this. It's unusual, and typically it would be like an hourly rate, and you would end up spending more than you would gain. So I hope somebody will help them in the insurance department instead of them having to go take action on their own.
Yeah, you'd think so, wouldn't you, after all that?
Yeah.
Listen, two stories about missing limbs now. One of them is unbelievable. A woman named Mary Brown. She's 40 years old. She's a nurse in Wisconsin. Got a patient. She's a hospice nurse. Got a patient who it appeared was going to be passing away. He had extreme frostbite, 62-year-old man. And she decided, while he was in her hospice care, to remove his foot because the foot was, she said, was just beyond repair, of course. The man was going to pass away peacefully. He did 2 days later. But she took the foot to her family's taxidermy shop.
Guess what I got?
And she posted it up. They put it on like the mantelpiece, or they put it on the wall in the taxidermy shop. And she wanted to put a sign up that said, "Frostbite's no laughing matter. Be really careful. Here's what can happen to your feet." She went, and now he never gave, and the family never gave permission for her to remove the feet. She did. She did anyway without their authorization. She served no prison time. She pays only a $443 fine. That's court costs. I'm a bit surprised that there wasn't more of a punishment here, Lisa. What do you think happened?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised too, but I think that because this man was in such bad shape, he fell outside, I guess barefoot, and he's quite elderly, and both of his feet were severely frostbitten and became necrotic, so they'd essentially rotted off, and they were both they were mummified essentially, and they were being held on just by a tendon.
Yes.
There was nothing left there except a little tendon, and they had talked in the hospice about the doctor. I know it's right.
I'm sorry.
Can you please?
I'm sorry. No, Chris Tim's
get through these stories
Chris Tim's
without
giving
being
me a
so
look.
prissy.
Oh, prissy.
Gross. Yuck.
Oh. It's disgusting.
Oh my God.
By the way, I'll note too.
I'm sorry, Lisa. I interrupted.
Well, now that we have a
It's all right.
pause,
It's all right. I know. I hear Kelly over there.
since we've paused, I'll note you called him extremely elderly. He's Chris Tim's age.
Oh, he is not. They made it. Well, I didn't know his exact age. I will say they made it sound like he was elderly.
Too late, Lisa. Damage done.
Yeah.
Sorry, I know. Sorry, I can't undo that. Trying backpedaling here.
He's how old?
Really?
Yuck.
Yeah.
Sorry, God.
Right. Yeah. So you think that because his feet were in such bad shape is why she only got the court cost fines?
Yeah, so his feet were in such bad shape, and they were already talking about amputating them at the hospice, but a doctor was going to be called in to do it. Now, her boss did tell her, wait and let the doctor do it, right? But she was she was so eager to get this foot, right?
Yeah, she
that she went ahead and clipped that tendon. But yeah, I mean, I think that it's definitely, it's negligence. I don't know what the guy felt. That's crazy that he's Chris Tim's age.
Yep.
I'm still because they literally described him as an elderly patient.
Yeah. 62.
Oh my God. Okay.
Sorry, I just noticed.
Yeah,
in the
that is
story.
crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
And she
Barely alive at 62. I mean, who could live to that age?
She is still facing discipline with the nursing board. I think she's going to get in some trouble.
Well, throw
My
that
feet
book
are
out.
cold a lot at night.
Oh yeah.
I have to have a blanket even in the summer.
Oh, me too. My Afghan,
Lisa doesn't know that your eyes are also failing.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
some.
the first time at least 10 years ago, 5 years ago, when Lisa was in the studio, my eyes were falling apart.
Weepy-eyed. And he's
Happening again.
back again. By the way, the sign she was going to put up next to the mummified foot was, "Wear your boots, kids. This is important. It's important." You can put it in the taxidermy shop. This has to do, the last story, with a missing limb as well. In Pennsylvania, Hershey Park, a boy was denied access to one of the rides at Hershey Park because he only had one hand. But a group that represents folks who they feel are being wronged, the Lucky Finn Project, organization that looks to raise awareness and supports those with missing limbs, says, he could ride this ride there. You don't have to hang on. It was just a lap belt. It's not like you have to hang on with your hands. But Hershey Park says, I'm sorry, we've got it written up in our literature. You cannot ride this ride. He was really disappointed, of course, so they came to his aid. Do you think they could get it where they changed the rules, or was Hershey Park in the right on this, Lisa?
I think Hershey Park, unfortunately, is in the right on this. And even though this little guy he'd been on this ride before, it's his favorite ride. It's it's very unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
But the manufacturer of the ride had recently updated their ride restrictions, and they said that you needed to have the use of both hands and arms. And it was something to do with bracing yourself. I guess you could still get. It was just a bar, like a lap bar that would come down.
Right.
And they were saying you could still get flung, from the ride, even though it doesn't go upside down.
Yeah.
And so, I think Hershey Park has a duty to follow the manufacturer's restrictions, and they could get in a lot of trouble then if somebody got hurt and they had not followed those restrictions. So as unfortunate it is for the kid, I think they have to follow that.
Yeah, the unfortunate part, I didn't realize that he had ridden it before and they just updated it. Oh, that is too bad for him. But you're right. I mean, they have to, or else they're going to be in a world of trouble. Then if somebody gets hurt. Yeah. Wow, what an eye-opening Lisa Lanier lawyer up. That whole ageism thing.
Oh, man, the elderly. Gosh.
Elder law.
Yeah, we had a lot of elder law in here today. Plus, I had a guttural reaction to some of those stories. I have to apologize. That's just how it is. Lisa, fantastic as always. You can find her at lanierlawgroup.com or hireaheavyweight.com if you have any legal questions, need advice at all. She's available there. She's president. We'll talk to you again next week, Lisa. Thank you.
Have a great weekend.
You as well. There she goes. The game is Put Up or Shut Up, rock and roll trivia. This is my theme song. I won last week. I'm on a bit of a streak here. Call us now, 866-470-2GNC. We're playing Bizarro style today. I have $44. It doubles on Fridays. $88 is what we're looking to give you if you beat me. 10 questions about music and rock and roll trivia. First for you, then for me. Whoever gets more right is the winner. Next, caller 16 plays. Two Guys Named Chris show.